Good morning, everyone. Good day, good evening in other places of the world. It's 5 o'clock here. Baby's coming soon. And it's already muggy out there. The last few days of August are going out with a hot bang. It's been really humid and hot. And yeah. One thing I love about being at both of my daughter's homes, I can walk barefoot everywhere. It's great. I just love it. Very clean neighborhoods. Yes, you don't have to worry about glass or other weird stuff laying where you're walking. So you can go barefoot if you want to. And here at the house and at my other daughter's house, same thing. Everybody walks barefoot all day long, inside, outside. Yes, I find that interesting. That's kind of how I raise my children too. We all, whenever you can, you walk barefoot. Yes, yeah. When it is safe and clean, yada 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 yada. Uh, Shoes. Who needs shoes? So, spring, as soon as gets warm enough, even in the winter, at the farm, even in the winter time, if it was warm enough, I walked barefoot. So, love it. I just love it. That's how I feel the most balanced on my body. And I did that as a child as well. I walked barefoot just about everywhere. And we were allowed to go barefoot to school. So, all right. Well, we all had slippers at school. Who knew that I wasn't coming with shoes on? All right. Isn't that something? Yes, I went to school. My entire school life was you came, okay, either barefoot or with your shoes. You took your shoes off that shoes rack right in front of the classroom, and you put your slippers on. You put your shoes in the rack. That's how you walked into the classroom. Yeah, it's quite something, isn't it? Yes. Mm-hmm. Just saying. It was a good, in my opinion, it was a good thing to do. Good lesson for children. Mm-hmm. That was a good lesson. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So let's just get going. I don't know how much time I'm going to have here. We are in the second book of Maccabees. 2. Jeremiah conceals the tent, ark, and altar. It is on record that the prophet Jeremiah ordered the deportees to take the fire, as we have described, and how, having given them the law, the prophet warned the deportees never to forget the Lord's precepts, nor to let their thoughts be tempted by the sight of gold and silver statues or the finery adorning them. Among other similar admonitions, he urged them not to let the law depart from their hearts. Okay, so I'm just asking, how successful was Jeremiah with all this? Okay. Just telling them. The same document also describes how the prophet warned by an oracle. Oh, gosh. There are oracles in here? Gave orders for the tent and the ark to go with him when he set out for the mountain which Moses had climbed to survey God's heritage. On his arrival, Jeremiah found a cave dwelling into which he put the tent, the ark, and the altar of incense, afterwards blocking up the entrance. Some of his companions went back later to mark out the path, but were unable to find it. When Jeremiah learned this, he reproached him. The place is to remain unknown, he said, until God gathers his people together again and shows them his mercy. Oh, that's very revealing right here. Ooh, this is... I see. Did you guys just get this? Okay. Then the Lord will bring these things once more to light, and the glory of the Lord will be seen, and so will the cloud, as it was revealed in the time of Moses, and when Solomon prayed that the holy place might be gloriously hallowed. It was also recorded how Solomon in his wisdom, oh my gosh, here we go again, offered the sacrifice of the dedication and completion of the sanctuary, as Moses had prayed to the Lord, and fire had come down from heaven. Ah, I'm itching. Hang on, guys. Ah. Somebody thinking of me? As Moses had prayed to the Lord, and fire had come down from heaven and burned up the sacrifice, so Solomon also prayed, and the fire from above consumed the burnt offerings. Moses had said, because the sacrifice for sin had not been eaten, it was burnt instead. Solomon similarly observed the 8-day festival. Wow, anyway, so the ark, Jeremiah decided to put the ark somewhere where nobody can find it until it is revealed again, because of what? The people have, alright, the desire to actually be around the Ark of the Covenant, the desire to follow the Ten Commandments, the desire to actually be God's children or God's people. Ah. Anyway. And then they lost the Ark. Well, kind of. Let's just read. This is a condition for heavenly parents, heavenly Father, the God, the Creator, artist of all. Money too. I love that word. Money too. Uh, I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, a condition for the reputation of said. Anyway, so let's just read. These might be some short videos here. Nehemiah's library. In addition to the above, it was also recorded both in these writings and in the memoirs of Nehemiah how Nehemiah founded a library and made a collection of the books dealing with the kings, and the prophets, the writings of David, and the letters of the kings on the subject of offerings. We didn't hear anything of that yet. Similarly, Judas made a complete collection of the books dispersed in the late war. And if that's true, then why did we get, remember, and I always say, so where is the rest of the information? I'm getting all this exact information right here of one side or the other, and then the other side's kind of, whichever is losing, kind of, there's not much there, you know. I'm just saying. It doesn't seem to matter which side it is, right? Then the information is kind of absent. So this is interesting. So Judas actually also made a complete collection of the books dispersed in the late war. And these we still have. If you need any of them, send someone to fetch them. Fetch them where exactly? Ooh, I gotta be careful with this Bible. It's so becoming so brittle. An invitation to the dedication. So the books were what? if you need any of them, send someone to fetch them. Okay, who? Who would need them? What the heck? Okay. An invitation to the dedication. Since we are about to celebrate the purification, we now write requesting you to observe the same days. God, who has saved his whole people, conferring heritage, kingdom, priesthood, and sanctification on all of us. But in what way? Kingdom. Kingdom is just stuck right in there. There was no talking of any kind of kingdom when the covenant of the ark was set up. As he has promised in the law, will surely, as our hope is in him, be swift to show us mercy and gather us together from everywhere under heaven to the holy place, since he has rescued us from great evils and has purified it. Also, second super chapter, compiler's preface. Oh. The story of Judas Maccabees and his brothers, the purification of the great temple, the dedication of the altar, together with the wars against Antiochus Epiphanes and his son Eupator. Eupator, I don't know why I saw a Q there. And the celestial manifestations that came to hearten the brave champions of Judaism, so that few though they were, they pillaged the whole country, routed the barbarian hordes. What? Read that again. And a celestial manifestation. Celestial manifestations. Huh. Really? You know, it's interesting on how you find in the Bible how all this stuff started. Celestial manifestations. What does that entail? Huh? What were the Israelites already, all this other stuff that somehow just became a part of, suddenly the covenant of the ark, right? Or listen, you're very lucky I didn't catch you, so if you don't bother me, you will have your day here. Uh, and right? And what else is being thrown in here? Okay, so the idols aren't visible. So there aren't any visible idols in gold and silver all or whatever, okay, wood, of other gods. But they're looking at what now? Going by what now? What are, as it, oracles? Oracles are, they're not messages from spirit world. They're not communication with spirit world. Oracles is something completely different. Okay? And then here now, suddenly, celestial, what? Celestial manifestations. They're starting to look for what? Signs to the stars? What's that? What is that? Huh? I'm just saying. So, what's all happening here now suddenly with, again, to what exactly? Make it okay to still go out and plunder and slaughter and kill, and for what exactly? This isn't defense. This is not defense. So let's just, man, this feels like a deja vu here. And the celestial manifestation that came to hearten, said, the brave champions of Judaism. They're not looking at, okay, internal. Okay, that. The first part was good, but okay, we gotta look to God for guidance. Yes, and where's God? Is a celestial manifestation? No. Though everybody looks to the sky somehow when talking about God or heaven, you look to the sky. It's not in the sky. It just isn't. Right? Yes? Okay. Well, anyway, Wow. So, oh, to go back, looks like astrology stuff. Ugh, can't even psychic stuff. This and that. I don't know what. It started all here too. It's all in here. To hearten the brave champions of Judaism, so that, few though they were, they pillaged the whole country, routed the barbarian hordes, recovered the sanctuary to renowned the whole world over, liberated the city, and re-established the laws by then all but abolished, the Lord showing his favor by all his gracious help to them. Sure. All this already related in 5 books by Jason of Cyrene, we shall attempt to condense into a single work, considering the spate of figures and the difficulty encountered because of the mass of material by those who wish to immerse themselves in historical records. If you want to, okay, let's finish reading. We have aimed at providing diversion for those who merely want something to read. That, okay. A saving of labor for those who enjoy committing things to memory and profit for each and all. What a doggone excuse is this? Historical records should compile what? Everything. All and everything. Do you know why? So that one gets the whole picture, the whole of it all of a person, right? Yes? If you just get a headshot, say for a passport picture, can you see the rest of the person's body to see actually, oh, is this, what kind of person is this? What size person is that? Right? Yeah, what do they like to wear? This or that. How tall are they? How big or small are they? I'm just saying. Can you? No, you can't. So what? You're going to base all your perceptions about a person by their headshot? Okay, is that even? It's not even a really good example because does that matter? Right? Are you going to go by or judge? Okay, we shouldn't do that anyway. But are you going to go by a person's integrity and honesty by just what they're saying? Or, oh, what about the works? Action, right? Yes? Cause and effect. Is there any? Is a person just full of talk? Why do you think I give so many experiences out of my own life? Because it supports what I try to teach, or what I try to give about my own experiences that I have, right? Then doing these conditions. All right, make it a little more interesting for everyone, or maybe not. Maybe people are bored. Oh my gosh, I wish you'd leave that out. Just read, let's just go stick with the Bible. Well, I'm not like that. Well, anyway, but here to condense it works. For what reason? For those who merely want something to read. Oh, like a fiction novel? That's just merely something for people to enjoy to read. Huh? You can so easily take out of a whole speech or a whole event that is all written down, take out what you want the people to know about. The rest of it, no, no, no. And again, for what agenda? There's always only one agenda: to control the people, to steer the people in the direction you want them to go. Huh? Yes? Because it benefits whom again? Right. Okay, just saying. This is really odd. I wouldn't care if the Bible were 4 times as thick. There's really thick books. Or if the Bible were, what? Not just condensed into one book. Okay, many books into one book. But what? Why couldn't the Bible be 10 volumes, 20 volumes. Isn't this the most important read in a way? I'm just saying. Yet here, oh wow. So we have a lot of lost stuff out there. Where is it? Is it somewhere now? Is it still available? So we could actually get the whole story? The truth, and the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Just asking. Yeah. Question is, why did they do that? Oh, well, it explains why. That's an excuse. I know this is an excuse to make sure that that the people can be steered where they want them to go. They don't want them to understand everything. It's very sad. I've heard many passages, or also in the Divine Principle, or in the New Testament, that Jesus talked in parables because people wouldn't understand this and that. But then I'm going, now I'm thinking, was that actually true? Were we given such a clouded truth? Or were we just not given everything that was given that was actually happening? We weren't given. We weren't given all of it on what actually happened. Yes? So it's not clouded. It's hidden. Not by God. By people who decided what was important for the reader to be enjoyable, one, and what they wanted them to know. Okay? Oh, and people enjoy things to committing things to memory. Well, yeah, we know how our memories work, right? For us who have undertaken the drudgery of this abridgment, yeah, right, what else did you have to do? It has been no easy task, but a matter of sweat and midnight oil. Okay. Comparable to the exacting task of someone organizing a banquet, whose aim is to satisfy a variety of tastes. If you just give the whole thing, why did it have to be shortened down? Isn't that a lot more complicated and difficult then to satisfy everyone's taste, rather than just give the whole and then let people decide? In The Wanderer of the Spirit Lands, it's really interesting to read. The first time I read that book, I was like, man, what is all that technical stuff? I'm more of a artistic person rather than an intellectual one. Well, okay, that could be debatable. Maybe over time, I kind of balanced that out a little. Some people would argue that's not true. And I was amazed on how this book was written for both, types of people. People who more easily, because of their spiritual makeup, believe, right, don't have to have everything scientifically explained, because in their original mind, they feel the truth. They feel the lie and they feel the truth. Yes? And then there are others, they have to have concrete evidence for this, and good examples for that makes sense, that already have, right, a foundation here on earth. And this book was written both ways. There was both. It was like a book written in two languages when it came to that. And I was amazed over that. I'd never read a book like this before. And the first time I read the book, I skipped over all that. I just went straight to, I'm not interested in, I need the spiritual parts. I want to hear about that. And then as I read the book again, I read all of it. I've read the book several times. I read all of it and realized on how interesting, how in harmony both languages actually speak to each other. So it was great. It was a great book. So here they're trying to do what? By shortening the length of an account, they're conflicted, or they're having problems. The drudgery, that over so many nights, to try to figure out how to please everyone. rather than just go, we already got it all here. Let the people decide what they want to read out of it. But it is all there. So if people come to the wrong conclusions, some, because they're not reading all of it, that's up to them. That's free will. Right? But here, they're not giving the people a choice. Right? Yes, they're just trying to figure out how to please everyone at the same time with the same content. You can't do that. I do not believe that's possible. Anyway, so hence the mess. Hence the different types of beliefs. Hence the right? Yes? I'm just saying. Satisfy with a variety of tastes. Right. Nevertheless, for the sake of rendering a general service, we remain glad to endure this drudgery. The way this is written here. Who are you trying to fool here? Yep, there you go. My brother is here. My brother Jesus. It says, you know what I said in the New Testament, right? Don't be a fool. Yeah, okay. Aw. Nice to have you here. That's interesting. Wow. How do I feel honored right now? How do I know? Well, it gotta be me to know. Leaving accuracy of detail to the historian and concentrating our effort. I know why. Yeah. This is, well, Jesus is very much involved in the New Testament on how were his words recorded, right? Yes? And written down and given at some point as what? Teachings? Warnings? Threats? Judgment? All, only one is right. Teachings. It's the only one. Do all of Jesus' teachings come across as just teachings? Lessons? Giving the heart of whom? The heart to mind of whom? Trying to teach the heart of mind of whom? Also making it visible to the people through himself? Huh? Aye. So of course he'll be a part of this. Interesting. Alrighty, let's keep going. Leaving accuracy of detail to the historian. Did you hear that? And concentrating our effort on tracing the outlines in this condensed version. Just as the architect of a house is responsible for the construction as a whole, while the man undertaking the ceramic painting has to take into consideration only the decorative requirements. So I think it is with us. Wow, doesn't even make sense. If now I have to say, wow, you just used examples where I have to say, ah, 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 ah. If anyone that knows on how, from beginning to end, a ceramic piece, is made, you can't take shortcuts. You take shortcuts, and you might as well forget the quality of it. An architect, you leave out certain materials. I don't think we need this beam here. Let's just, it's not important. What happens to homes that are not constructed properly, or where building materials are exchanged for cheaper stuff? What happens to homes like that? Wow. Okay. Thank you. They're just giving me the foundation to have my point stand when it comes to what's going on here, what they've done actually to a lot of materials, or on how the Bible actually was constructed. All right. So it is not with you guys, it is with me. Yes, and my brother. To make the subject his own, to explore its byways, to be meticulous about details, is the business of the original historian, but the person making the adaptation must be allowed to aim at conciseness of expression and to forego any exhaustive treatment of his subject. So now let us begin our narrative without adding any more to what has been said above. There would be no sense in expanding the preface to the history and curtailing the history itself. No, you've done a good job exposing yourself right here. Okay, that's the end of 2. Oh, all right, it's getting... Okay, now I'm finding it to become a little interesting. Okay, well, because I'm finding out that we've had all this here for how many thousands of years now? Not in the Bible's been constructed in the 1500s, okay, and all put together. But all this here, the second book of Maccabees, when was this constructed exactly? So a lot of historical records, it's interesting, historic is not biblical records. Yeah? Often people think this is just all, this is just religion. Right? No, these are also historical records. Right? Yes? Yeah? Well, then all historical records are either, just religious stuff. Yes? Which, interestingly enough, they are. If you really go and look at it. Or it's the other way around. Religious stuff is not actually historical records, and they're just facts, or made up facts. Oh, a lot of it is made up here. Well, where did they get it all? But the scrolls are out there. The writings are out there, right, in different ways, and then they got all compiled, and then not just compiled, but also shortened down. Yes, well, we just heard that. It's in here. In compiler's preface. The compiler's preface. Okay, just saying. So again, you're reading what they wanted you to read. What they wanted you to get. Yes? And the excuses that are running through that whole compiler's preface on why, and just want to remind you that was really difficult to do. Yeah. Okay, then why not just give it us all of it? I find it interesting every time they come up with, suddenly I see, they found new scrolls and they're trying to decipher them and this and that and I don't know what. And I'm going, they already have, and I'm going to go and look and say, okay, I want to know what it says. Right? What did it say? What was the scroll about? Who wrote it? What time was it? Is it of importance for? Is there something in there that we need to know that maybe we have missed? This and that. I'm very interested in that. Do you know how few times? There's a few times that I actually found the translations, and then they were so weird. I'm just saying that. Okay, well, either it was something I already knew that. That's not new. What's new about this? Okay. Or it was so encrypted in a way that even in the language I was reading it at, and I could go and read up on something in three different languages for sure. Right? Yes? And I can't make any sense out of it in a way. And I'm going, well, what is that? Why am I being, in a way, almost tempted to what? To acknowledge, then there's more money going into something that, okay, I'm just saying, you know what? I'm going to go there. But I find it disappointing every time. And I do that. You're I'm being baited here with something, and I'm interested in it, and I'm not getting anything. Then, right? Yes. Anyway, so disappointing. Why do people do that? I don't get it. Anywho. So there it is. So while we're going to read the rest of Maccabees, let's see how often we come across something again where I'm noticing, where's the rest of the information? I'm not getting it all. And why are you pushing me in this or that direction? Yes? Why all the excuses? Well, anyway, it is what it is, right? Yes? Uh, oh, I could say so much more. It's like there's so much stuff running through my mind right now. But I know it's already been 35 minutes. That's enough. We got more to talk about. So I'm interested. Now I'm interested more to how much of a more of a mess can people make out of something that is supposed to be an amazing tool to learn from and then to teach according to our own desires, our own agendas, or according to God's love and ideal for mankind. Hmm? Let's find that right in here. Wow, an amazing visitor. Have an amazing visitor this morning. Uh, I guess one could ask, aren't you intimidated a little bit? Yeah, a little bit. I'm under supervision. I feel tremendous love and support, which again, does one need to do this? Yes. Then you are called to do something that will take up your time a little bit, where you have to really reach way down within yourself to your original mind to do, okay, try to do a good job. Then to give to people out there as well. Make a good foundation to restore something. Then, yeah, it's all worth it. It's 100% worth it. Every little bit. Yes? Okay. All right. So that's it. Good conversation now. Boom. We already had that. I almost don't want it to end right now. I've thought about that many times now while I was reading, so I'm going to finish up with this. The day before yesterday, my daughter went to grocery shopping, and she comes home and she says, "Mom, guess what I got?" I said, "What did you get?" And she said, "I got a baguette, and I got some brie cheese." I love brie. I love that cheese. Grew up with it, and get here. It's expensive. It's an expensive cheese, and she brought some of that home. And her friend was here visiting as well. They work together. They are off together, so they often see each other when neither of them is working. And and they see each other at work a little bit. They work in different departments. And oh well, I made a little snack then, right, with the brie and a baguette and some tomatoes, fresh tomatoes from the garden to go with it. It was so good, and it was gone really quickly. Okay, all right, we didn't eat the whole thing. We had some in the evening as well. My granddaughter came home, and I made her a little snack plate. She loved it too, and interestingly enough, my daughter says, "Oh, my friend's going to come over tomorrow as well for a little while." I said, "Oh, okay." And I remembered laying in bed that night and going, "Oh, I hope she'll bring some more baguette and brie." But you know, the possibility of that was kind of slim, you know. And she shows up, and guess what? She says, "Guess what I brought you guys? Some more of a baguette and more brie." Guys, it's the little things. It really is the little things. Okay. So, then another thing, I don't know. I got up this morning. I didn't feel so great. I also felt a little bit like crying. And I wondered, oh, why do I feel like that? I don't really feel like this ever. Or something must be going on out in the world. Things must be going on that are just, one can just cry. You have to cry about it. When you see it, you hear it, and you feel it. I'm going, yeah, this has to do something with what's going on out there. And it was interesting. I just flipped through, as I said, in the morning. That's when I go and look things up. And there was quite a few things that were just absolutely funny, endearingly funny. Not funny, funny. They were endearingly, lovingly funny. And I laughed several times, and my heart just immediately started to lift. And I go, oh my gosh, here I was just, why do I feel like crying? There must be something going on in the world. Oh, Father, please just have people unite and do the right thing together. And here, yeah, then to lift my spirit. And afterwards, I go, it's going to be a great day. It's going to be another great day. Yes, I have to appreciate that. Got to honor that as well. Right? I'll leave you with that. May Heavenly Parent bless and protect you and embrace you with love. And I will talk to y'all tomorrow.